Have you ever woken up and just felt sad for no apparent reason? Well, I think there is a reason. Let's talk about it. Hey, welcome to Are You Happy TV? My name is Ife, and this is a place where we are humanizing mental health. Humanizing mental health means that we are approaching all of the challenges that we might go through in our mental health from a human perspective. That means we're simplifying the conversation. That means we're educating using real life human language. And this is not a clinical approach. This is a non-clinical human approach to healing and overcoming through mental health and mental illness. So if you're interested in hearing more about how you can also get through any of these challenges we're going to be talking about today, you can click the link and subscribe so you never miss an upload. Anywho, let's get right into it. Unless you have a brain injury or some kind of a thyroid or hormonal condition, your emotions do not stem from nowhere. Even when you have a physical condition that can affect your emotion life, our emotions come from a place. So oftentimes when we feel like we are sad for no reason, we are angry for no reason, we are irritable for no reason, I want to challenge you to see that actually this is an opportunity to boost our emotional intelligence. That will help us in processing what we're going through to get to a place where we can understand it. Once we can understand what we're going through, we can make choices in how to address it, how to help ourselves, how to heal, what we're meant to add to our lives, what we're meant to take away in order to address these challenges that we're dealing with. Even when it comes to things like sadness, if we can understand where it's coming from, perhaps we can make different choices, and perhaps we can even go through our love languages to encourage ourselves, to help ourselves in some way, to be able to boost our sense of wellness and move through life with more strength and fervor. So today we're talking about that experience of what it's like when we're feeling sad for no reason. And what I would propose to you is that it might stem from one of perhaps four. Today we're going to talk about 4 areas where we might want to start to take a look at. And when we take a look at these areas, we might find that there is some reasons why we're feeling sad, because there might be some places in our lives where there are things taking place that contribute to those feelings. So remember, this is about emotional intelligence. The most important area when it comes to healing through mental illness, through mental health challenges, is emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is the ability to identify what we're feeling, what we're thinking, and how it's affecting us in real time. It's the ability to process when we are unsure what we're going through so that we can get to a place of actually identifying it and understanding it. So today, let's talk about those 4 different areas, and I want you to think about it. You can do this on your own, or you could do this with a friend, but think about these areas and start to ask yourself, is there not something going on in one of these areas, one of these key areas to our human life, that might actually be affecting me negatively? Is there not a mindset that I have around these 4 areas that could be potentially affecting me negatively? The first area is you. How do you feel about you? Is there a thought that you have about yourself that could be contributing to sadness? Are you feeling guilty? Do you feel regret? for something you did, something you said, something that happened? How are you thinking about you? I'll give you a couple seconds and ask yourself that. What are my foremost thoughts about me right now? Remember, the beginning of emotional intelligence begins with grabbing at the most readily available thought. And from there, we can start to grab at more thoughts and get a deeper understanding as to the other thoughts that might be affecting us. But first and foremost, what is the most primary thought I have about myself? Am I thinking about something that happened? Am I thinking about something that I did? Sometimes even when we go through really difficult upbringing, when we go through trauma at an early age, oftentimes we have very negative thoughts about ourselves that have become so ingrained in our psyche that we're not even conscious of the thoughts that we have about ourselves. Maybe they were words spoken over us. Maybe they were things that people said to us that we were too young to refute, and we just accepted. And maybe today those words are affecting you, and that is the repercussions of what happens when sometimes childhood upbringing is traumatic. So it is important to start to think about those things. Area number 2 is the area of relationships. How do you feel about your friendships? How do you feel about your romantic relationships? How do you feel about your spouse? Are you feeling worried? Is there something coming up? Are you feeling nervous? Are you concerned about something? Is there an area in your relationship that's bringing you concern to the point where you're not sure how this is going to work out? Do you know that a lot of times those thoughts can lead to sadness? When we feel sad sometimes as it relates to relationships, sometimes there's a situation that's taking place. Maybe there's a disagreement that has yet to be worked out, and we are struggling with having hope. Those areas can bring you sadness. Despair is a big area that brings that feeling of sadness. So ask yourself that. Is there something taking place in my relationships? Go through those relationships. To be honest with you, once you go through these areas and you start to increase your emotional intelligence, honestly, it'll get easier and easier to figure out what happened. For example, I had a conversation with someone the other day where this person and I, we hadn't talked in a long time. And we were coming together and we were getting to talk and catch up. And I loved talking to this person. I had a wonderful time talking to them. But later, I felt very off. I felt strange for me, and I did deal with some sadness. And to be honest with you, I couldn't really put my finger on it. I thought it was maybe my hormones. But then, through having a good conversation with another person, it helped me to understand that my friend and I talking actually brought up some sadness because we were talking about times that we spent together, times that we were together, and things that had happened along the way. And maybe those things weren't so great, and I was reminded of those things. Maybe I felt some sort of guilt or responsibility. And that, in and of itself, is what helped me to overcome sadness in that moment, was being able to identify how I felt about it. I was able to then start to say to myself, what do I want to do about it? And once I thought of a plan, and even a plan in my prayer life, that is what helped me to overcome sadness in that moment. where it didn't linger, it didn't become something worse, it didn't go on to affect the rest of my day or my other relationships. I simply was able to address, okay, what's going on here and how can I move forward? So relationships is another big area. Now, number 3 area is how do you feel about your job? How do you feel about your career? What's taking place at your workplace? What's taking place there? Are you feeling respected by your colleagues? Is there a real challenge issue that's taking place? Do you maybe work in a medical field and you have patients and something challenging happened the other day? Process that. Admit that to yourself. Be okay to say that thing happened and I'm bummed out about it. That's going to take patience. That's going to take patience and grace for yourself to be able to say, it's all right for me to process this. Be okay with that. It won't kill you to process your emotions. In fact, it'll help you to get free. And the last area is your home life. Are you having any challenges at home? Are there some difficulties going on there? Are you feeling you don't get along with your roommates? Are you not getting along with your family members? Are you getting along, but maybe you're having a challenge with your neighbors? Maybe there are people walking upstairs above you, keeping you up at night. Does that make you feel sad? Because what we have to understand sometimes is when we're feeling like there isn't hope, when we're feeling like we're nervous about how situations will turn out, and we're not sure if it's going to be good, we think it could be bad, we can oftentimes start to feel sad. And it will feel like it's sadness for no reason. So understand this, your emotions matter and they come from real places. And I hope that you gathered that in this video. And if you said, no, everything's fine in all those areas, I'm just sad for no reason, you know what I'd say to you? I'd say get with a friend, sit down with a friend, and ask a friend to help you process through these 4 areas. The best thing somebody can do for you is to just ask leading questions, let you explore, let you talk in patience, and then ask why. When you're done talking, ask them why. Ask them to ask you why. Because when someone is able to help us to just process and keep digging deeper, we're going to get a better understanding of what we're going through and why we feel what we feel. At the end of processing, you might even be like, ooh, I really am sad. But the truth is, once you get to a place of understanding why you feel what you feel, now you can even start using other tools we've been teaching you here, including the the daily wellness checklist, where we can go through and ask ourselves, how have we been using the 5 senses today for our enjoyment? And how have we been using the love languages to show ourselves love today? So understand that it doesn't stay at just identifying where the issue comes from. Now I can add something. Now I can do something. Now I can show myself love through encouragement. Maybe it's that I need some quality time. Maybe it's that I need some to get in the physical touch realm of taking a bath or wrapping myself in a blanket that's nice and soft and snuggly and just enjoying it. How am I showing myself love? Maybe I need some words of encouragement. All of these things and more are going to be a way that we bring variety to our lives, we bring balance to our lives, and we start to show ourselves love and care through our mental health challenges. So if you're interested in getting that daily wellness checklist, I'll put it in the description below. If you're interested in getting yourself some happy merch and repping yourself as a happy human, go get some down below. I'll add also the dye that I used to dye this. This was a white sweatshirt, and I dyed it. If you'd like that dye, I can leave an affiliate link in the description as well if you're interested in doing it the same way I did. But I hope that you'll do it your own way and tag us. Hit the subscribe button so you never miss an upload. And we're going to get through this. We're going to get through this together. So I want you to know, don't be afraid to process your emotions because you will get freedom on the other side. Well, take care, be free, be you, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.